Hey there everybody, Chief Forecaster David. We're streaming live on the Storm TV Network YouTube page. We got a lot to talk about in the weather, and not just that, we got a brand new studio, a brand new setup here. You're about to see it right now in 3, 2, and 1. Here we are, a new setup. And yeah, I am in the middle of trying to figure out where, right behind me, we'll be able to use this behind me. It's a new little screen. The only thing you can see is the little logo, but soon I'm going to make it where y'all are able to see the screen behind me. Just give me time as I try to figure out this whole entire new process here that I've gotten. Alright, besides that, good evening everybody. If you guys have any questions, comments, stuff like that, feel free to throw that in my direction. But I want to give you guys an update on weather alerts. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in Milam County across the area. I do want to mention we did have reports of tennis ball size hail down in Bexar County earlier, and then we also got reports of hail all the way up to golf balls in Burnett County. We'll break down all the reports and much more coming here very soon. We also do have a tornado watch for Milam County as well. We'll have more updates on the radar and much more coming your way here in just a little bit. But with today's updates, we're going to go ahead and jump over to our green screen now, and this is where we're going to break down your entire forecast. And then before we get to your entire forecast, well, we got some other things to talk about. So as we hop on here now, as you can see, I just want to make sure y'all are doing okay here. Before we get to your full forecast here, I want to go ahead and read some comments here that we have already in the chat. We got first morning weather in here. Hello, hello. Wow, amazing studio. Thank you very much. This is just phase one. We got a new weather center over here, and this is, I technically have two different weather centers. One over here, and then we have an entire separate area of the green screen. I posted behind the scenes on the set. So, King David is live, okay. But hello as well. May want to check the battery on that. But of course, guys, that's something that we'll watch here. Alright, so now, I'm doing pretty good. How is everybody doing on this night? I hope your guys' night's going pretty well. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about the weather, and then we'll continue reading more comments here. In just a little bit. So here's the latest headlines here. We got isolated thunderstorms this evening. More storms are expected tomorrow evening, which we'll talk more about here in just a moment. We have strong to severe storms in our forecast. Also, an alert day has been issued for our Thursday. Besides that note there, here's the live active radar. Outflow boundary has developed and has created some storms out in Burnett County. We also have some severe weather that occurred earlier in Bexar County. Also had some severe warnings in Burnett County. Those alerts have lifted, but now no active warnings except for that one severe thunderstorm warning over there in Milam County. So something that, of course, we'll watch. Warnings in your Abilene, some severe warnings in your San Antonio to the south. A flood watch in the DFW area in East Texas. But here in home, there's a tornado watch in effect for Milam County. It's also a severe thunderstorm warning. The banner is kind of blocking it. That's right there. And then moments ago, we had a severe thunderstorm warning for Guadalupe. I think that's right. Guadalupe County. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Guadalupe County. I hope that's right. And then Bexar County is under that. And then a new special weather statement got issued a few minutes ago for Burnett County. And in a bigger picture here, a tornado watch again for Milam County until 8 p.m. tonight and extends all the way towards the northeast. So something, of course, we'll monitor. Tonight's rain chance very low out towards the hill country, 20 to a 30% chance, and then a 40% rain chance for areas towards the east here. So breaking down tonight's severe weather threats. Country did not level 2 risk for the northern tier of our viewing area, and kind of this enhanced risk of severe weather is pretty much gone now. It's more of just a large hail threat now. There's still an isolated tornado threat that still can't be ruled out next couple hours, but it's more of just a hail threat for the rest of this late afternoon, and or actually it's 7:44, so for the rest of this evening and going into tonight. So severe risk this evening, a bigger picture, they have now included where I live at now under a level 2 risk of severe weather. Burnett's included, Williamson, Travis, Lee, severe weather across the area, so something we'll watch. Looks like we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes Burnett, so we'll take a look at that in just a moment here. Just an update here, severe weather parameters this evening. An isolated tornado risk does exist. They've actually extended the tornado further down to the south now. Our large hail threat's also pretty significant. Let's see, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued for Williamson and Burnett counties. And my radio's going off here.
Northeastern Burnett County until 8:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 7:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a pair of severe thunderstorms was located over Joppa, or near Bertram, moving east at 25 miles per hour.
Just got issued for Burnett and Williamson County for 60 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter size hail. So we have 3 counties now under severe thunderstorm warnings, which we'll take a look at here in just a moment. Hey Luca, you have a great night. I do see some more comments ahead. I'll take a look at that here in just a moment when I have time. So what to expect, so this is kind of for Austin, also Burnett, but mainly for Burnett and Austin. So this evening, medium chance of storms. Well, that's happening right now. Tonight, a break of storms, and then more storms return tomorrow. And in one last round of rain will come into our forecast as we get into our Friday here. So for tomorrow, about a 40% rain chance, pretty much area-wide, but greater chances southeastern or southeastern counties here. But again, we'll keep our eyes out for a few supercells that may try to bubble up just like today across portions of the Texas Northern Hill Country. So again, we'll see what happens here with the widespread rain chances here. And we do have a level 2 risk of severe weather for pretty much everybody across the area. So Llano County going all the way towards Gonzales and Bexar County under that slight risk of severe weather. So what to expect in Burnett and Austin tomorrow. Low rain chance in the morning. Also midday looks pretty low in rain chance nature, but storm chances really start to rapidly increase by the afternoon. And kind of more widespread rain by the evening time on Thursday, so something that, of course, we're going to have to monitor very closely. So Friday, cold front will come in, bring some widespread rain, about a 70 to an 80% rain chance. Almost everybody across the area will experience rain. Further south to go, also looking like some rain could be possible as well. There is a updated severe weather risk from Austin points north under a level 1 out of 5 margin risk of severe weather. But you can see all the way down to the south under that general storm risk. So storms do look to be possible. So morning drive for your Friday looking okay. Midday shower chances will start to increase, and a more widespread afternoon into the evening across the area. So overall tonight in the capital city, a low of 68 degrees with isolated to scattered thunderstorms, humid and strong storms again could be possible as we're experiencing severe weather currently. Tomorrow in Austin, high of 90, scattered thunderstorms, humid, and some more strong storms cannot be ruled out. Your forecast for tomorrow, mainly in the 70s and 80s, near 90 by 3 p.m., and in the 80s by 6 p.m., and it's 70s in our forecast here. So something to watch here. Rain chances, about a 40% Thursday, 70% Friday, and it's very low Saturday through Monday, but it's not zero, and at 30% as we approach Tuesday. The Weather Prediction Center has a level 2 out of 5 slight risk of flash flooding for parts of the northern counties here, and then a level 1 risk for the entire viewing area. Then the entire viewing area under a level 2 risk of severe weather on Friday. And then on Saturday, it's a level 1 risk. And then how much rain could we get? The Euro model wants to be very beneficial. It's saying 4 to a foot of rain. 4 inches to a foot of rain. We need this amount of rain, but it looks unlikely that we'll see that much rain. I mean, I would hope, but it's not going to happen. By Saturday, but as things are all said and done, I bet you probably by next Friday or next Wednesday at this time, we may have either a few hundredths of an inch to maybe over an inch in some buckets, or most buckets, across south central Texas. So as we take a look at the forecast for your next 5 days, high of 89 Thursday, so really 90 on Thursday with the alert day in effect because of that slight risk of severe weather. Weather watch, for Friday. This weekend, not too bad, but Monday, partly cloudy skies, and then your 10-day forecast here indicating some of those storms Tuesday and the Wednesday. So something, of course, we'll watch here very closely. And then maybe a lull in the action, I guess you could say, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But one thing I want to point out is Climate Prediction Center is saying that we're going to be cooler than average. Well, you noticed that not too long ago, and precipitation chances, well, they're quite high as well. So lots that we're going to have to monitor here very, very closely throughout the next couple of days. All right, so this next thing that I want to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead, switch gears from your weather here to the radar. So we're going to go ahead and pull myself back up now. Let's see here. 1 second. I got this new thing here, so 1 second, guys. Green screen. There we go. All right, so some updates here. This does include Williamson and Burnett counties, as mentioned, with this new warning that just got issued here. 1 second, so I'm getting some feedback. Looks like they just issued a new severe thunderstorm watch. A severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for Milam County. So if you're in Milam County, under a severe thunderstorm watch. Today's weather is absolutely whack, for sure. So very interesting weather. All right, reading the chat here. God is good. He gave me a new desk. Actually, he did not. If you guys remember my old setup, I had 2 desks in the background. I just pulled one of those desks and just used my old desk. So no new desk. I made a website for weather widgets. I saw that. Yeah, radio was going off. Funny for sure. You have a baseball game tomorrow night? Yeah, I heard a lot of people have plans tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, we'll have to be dodging some supercells possibly. Rain likely Thursday into Friday. Yeah. Yeah, late day for sure. David appears to be clear in Georgetown. Yeah, thanks for finding right now in Georgetown. I think, from what it looks like on our radar here, you can see an outflow boundary developing. With that outflow boundary that has been developing here, strikes popping up, so that's indications of new showers that are trying to form. But if you look off towards the west, this is why we have a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, just to the northeast of Bertram, that's where we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. So again, something that we're going to have to watch here closely. And this is radar indicated too. Just want to point that out. This is a very good looking storm, and this storm actually was building right on top of my house a couple of minutes ago. Now it's all the way in Burnett County. And then we're looking at rotation here. Nothing rotating. It's all clear, so we're looking good on that note there. So if we go ahead and go back to reflectivity, you can see that things are looking okay. Just, again, a pretty severe storm with gusty winds and large hail occurring. But heads up, if anyone lives towards, I think like the Gerald area, the Granger area, this impactful thunderstorm will come into your guys' neck of the woods. So it's something we'll watch here closely. New severe thunderstorm warning to include almost the entire county of Milam County. So we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings now in our viewing area. So we got 3 warnings for Williamson, Milam, and Burnett. Williamson, Milam, and Williamson, Burnett, Milam counties. There we go. Severe thunderstorm warning just got issued here. This is for ping pong size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds until 8:45 here. This is radar indicated, so something that we're going to have to watch here closely as they have just upgraded this warning. As you can see, it's a mean line of storms that are developing because of this outflow boundary. And if we go ahead and let's switch to our velocity tracker here, because it said 60-mile-per-hour winds. We're going to see if we can find any of that strong winds. And yeah, where some of the stronger winds would be likely occurring over in Bell County, approaching portions of Milam County. And if we go ahead and zoom this out, again, you can see all of the nasty severe weather happening right now in northwestern Williamson County. And they've just updated the severe thunderstorm warning as we're live on the air. Let's see here. Severe thunderstorm warning continues to be 60-mile-per-hour winds. They have knocked down the quarter-size hail to $half size, or excuse me, they've upgraded it. So it went from quarters to $half. So it got greater. So it went up 0.25 inches. So anyone towards Georgetown, Granger, Bertram. Well, Bertram, you're really not in it anymore. Gerald, definitely Gerald, Florence, Sun City, Mahomet. Y'all need to be ready right now. Actually, Mahomet's getting impacted with this thunderstorm, but anyone towards Gerald, get ready. A mean storm coming your direction, as you can see on our map. You'll send me some pictures. Seeing some pictures right now on social media of a camera in Kalahari and Round Rock. That's amazing sunset underway right now. But yeah, once again, guys, a whole lot of weather occurring, just mainly in our northern counties. Again, we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings at this time. And just to remind y'all here, I have a new alert. I have a new color table with this new look of weather graphics that y'all just saw. Coming soon, just want to point this out real quick. We have the new graphics that y'all just saw, but I am launching a brand new look to the stream, so a new overlay will come soon. And then I'm also working on, I have it on my other computer where the alerts are all different and all new now. Well, on here, nothing's updated to the new look on this computer, but tomorrow, tomorrow when we have another round of severe weather chances, all of this will be a different color. The yellow, these orange looking warnings will be more yellow. Tornado watch will have a new color if we get under 1. I think we'll be under severe thunderstorm watch tomorrow, but I have some new colors for severe watches as well. So anyways, just to point that out, some new color tables so no one's surprised with tomorrow's weather when we do some streaming. Update on Guadalupe, Comel, and Bexar and Caldwell counties, and a little special weather statement for a dying shower. That's about it. It was a little thunderstorm near San Marcos, but it's pretty much gone. It had 40-mile-per-hour winds, half-inch size hail. It wouldn't surprise me if some of those gusty winds were still occurring, but the hail, that ain't happening anymore. But yeah, storm is pretty much, the alert is pretty much gone. Just near the Kyle area. You may be questioning me, what is this green on here? This is a mesoscale discussion discussing about heavy rain. Flooding is possible in these zones, especially right in this corridor. So something, of course, we're going to have to continue to watch here. And once again, we have this mesoscale discussion where they just issued recently a new severe thunderstorm watch for Milam County across the area. So just break this down once again, we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. This one is for half-dollar size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds for far eastern Burnett County in central and western portions of Williamson County. Then another severe thunderstorm warning for Milam County for ping-pong size hail and wind gusts to 60 miles per hour. So again, that's the big picture there on all of our alerts. To break down everything here with your forecast, we're going to go ahead and do it all over again. So once again, guys, we have multiple things to discuss. Again, we have this isolated storm risk throughout this evening today, which is happening right now. Isolated storms continue tomorrow evening. Strong to severe storms possible, and that's what we're experiencing right now. An alert day is an issue for as well as we're seeing impactful weather across portions of the area. Again, we have ping pong size hail and tennis ball size hail for parts of the area already this evening. So again, we're seeing tons of impacts across south central Texas. And it is scattered and isolated in nature, but in those hit or miss areas, there is impactful weather ongoing and also is occurring. So thunderstorms ongoing across portions of Milam County, Williamson, and Burnett counties right now. Dying showers across portions of Guadalupe, Comel, Caldwell, and portions of Hays County, so things are coming down there. Again, we had a tornado watch. It's going to expire. It should be off the map now. So this is a severe thunderstorm watch now until 8 p.m. for portions of Milam County and central Texas. And then all of this is a new severe thunderstorm watch. So tonight's rain chance about a 20-30% across the Texas Hill Country. Overall, rain chances are wrapping up across the Hill Country. Rain chances continue for at least another to 3 hours across portions of the coastal plains. Risk of severe weather from Waco, Tyler, and southeast of Dallas-Fort Worth. Then a level 2 risk for Abilene all the way down to Llano County, Burnett County, Williamson, Travis, Bastrop, Lee, and all of Milam County under the threat. Large hail, downwind winds, and even an isolated tornado threat does exist. It's not zero, but from what things are looking like right now, it doesn't look as promising, I guess you could say, with seeing any tornadoes. But we'll keep our eyes on it here as that tornado watch got lifted to a severe thunderstorm watch. So I guess it got downgraded, is what you could say. Tornado watch is the most extreme watch you could be under if anything related to severe weather. And then you got the PDS alerts, of course. So severe weather permitted this here, an isolated risk of tornadoes still continues. Up to quarter-size hail, that's the main thing. We've actually been saying golf ball size hail, tennis ball size hail, excuse me. So yeah, it's been very large hail and mile-per-hour wind gusts across the area. The low to moderate confidence here, about 1-inch size hail, low to moderate as well. Tornadoes is a very low threat, but it's not zero. And then flash flooding also looking quite low. So taking a look here at what to expect in Austin/Burnett, medium chance of storms with this evening drive that's occurring now. Tonight, a break of storms, a medium chance of more isolated storms tomorrow than Friday. One last round of storms will occur, and if for tomorrow, about a 40-50% rain chance as isolated supercells will develop across the Texas Hill Country, and it will become a cluster of storms as it approaches the I-35 corridor. So, you know how we had these isolated storms that bubbled up and mainly favoring our northern counties? Well, it's going to be very similar, but it's going to be further south tomorrow and potentially even more impactful for more of the area. So that's why I've issued an alert day for tomorrow. Level 2 risk severe weather also on top of that. Risk for pretty much the entire viewing area across South Central Texas. So what to expect as we get into tomorrow. Morning drive looks great, low chance of rain. It'll be the same story as we get to about midday, and by the afternoon and evening, the strong to severe storm chances will rapidly start to increase here across the area. On Friday, about a 70 to an 80% rain chance. Widespread rain and storms anticipated. Some storms on Friday could be strong to severe as well, as there is a level 1 risk for areas Austin points north. So something we'll keep our eyes on here really closely. So what to expect on Friday? Morning drive looks okay. By midday, shower chances will begin to increase. By the afternoon and especially the evening, we'll get widespread precipitation across South Central Texas. Tonight in the capital city, a low of 68 with isolated storm chance continues here. Tomorrow's forecast, high of 90 tomorrow. Scattered storms, humid, and chunk storms also possible. You're out 12 tomorrow, but we'll get a mixture of sun and clouds by the noon to 3 p.m. time frame, and then some severe weather potentials will start to increase from 6 to 8 p.m. on your evening for your Thursday. It's Wednesday today. So rain chances about a 40% Thursday, up to a 70% Friday, really an 80% though. Very low rain chances Saturday through Monday, but can't rule out an isolated chance. It's not 0-2. And then Thursday, about a 30% rain chance. Flash flooding throw, level 2 risk of flooding tonight, mainly favoring where we're seeing those storms right now. A level 1 risk for tomorrow. Area wide under a level 2 risk of severe weather for flash flooding, for Friday. Then a level 1 risk for parts of the area on Saturday, as we're not expecting a whole lot of rain. Some models are saying 4 to 12 inches of rain expected area-wide across the viewing area. I highly doubt this will happen, but something we'll watch, of course, closely. Anywhere from maybe nothing to an inch of rain as we approach. Alert day for Thursday, high of 89, 79 on Friday, because we'll have a cold front that will happen, and that will linger almost every single day on our 10-day forecast. And this is 7 days, so say 10-day forecast, but next 10 days, except for Thursday, we just have cooler temperatures. We're just below average. So again, the weather here is looking a lot more nicer, and I'm going to be honest, I am looking forward to the 70s and 80s. Also, morning temperatures get into the 50s. Maybe some pockets in the hill country might be in the upper 40s possibly this weekend, but most of us will stay in the 50s on Saturday, Sunday, as well as our Friday in our forecast here. So again, it's an active weather night right now across the area. We are experiencing some of those severe thunderstorms across portions of the metro right now and over in Milam County. Once again, a severe thunderstorm warning for far eastern Burnett County and Williamson County, as well as Milam County here. It wouldn't surprise me if eastern Burnett County were to get severe thunderstorm warning about an hour and a half ago for Burnett County, and that severe thunderstorm warning was for golf ball size hail earlier, but now it's just a good old now it's just a good old $half size hail of a severe warning. But again, Williamson County potentially getting some impacts here very, very soon. Yeah, I saw your post on Twitter that you sent me, so thank you very much for that. And I'll probably have my video tomorrow if you want me to put that in my video. So again, a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds, $half size hail. So if anyone that lives towards, let's see here, if anyone lives towards Florence, a good storm coming your way. Storm is weakening too, but still pretty strong. Keep an eye on an open area right now, so a little bit of dryness after a storm recently went through, but these storms are starting to connect together. We'll have to see if these can start to connect as well for some potential widespread activity. But again, some pretty good storms out there, as these little clusters of storms that were supercells, now they're clusters as this line starts to grow out, and that chance will continue throughout the next 20 minutes. So these storms are moving fast and slow, kind of at the same time, but we're starting to see some new development further up towards the southwest here. And if we go ahead and switch to our satellite map here, you can see where those clouds are at. If this loads here, I can show you the satellite picture. And Okay, thank you very much. And of course, you're in Georgetown. You're under that severe warning, so the worst of the storm will set to your northwest. So again, something to watch here. It looks like satellite is not working for tonight, which is unfortunate. Wow. If we go ahead and switch to our severe watch, let's go ahead and turn on our watches again. Just a moment to go. We've got a new severe watch. So there we go. Yeah. There it is, severe thunderstorm watch that includes Milam County. I'm a little surprised that they didn't issue Williamson County in the severe thunderstorm watch because, I mean, that's just, they're getting impacted right now with some strong to severe storms. Also a little surprised that Lee County wasn't included for the potential expansion further out to the southwest. Overall, I think the rain chances will start to quiet down just a little bit as they get towards the western tier of the hill country. I think no more rain will happen, but we'll have to monitor this corridor here for at least another hour, hour and a half for showers and thunderstorms. So if you're anywhere out towards Mason, Llano, Burnett, Gillespie, Blanco, or Kendall County, we're done with rain for tonight. Y'all are good. No need to have your weather radio on standby. If you're in the metro for Hays County, Travis County, Guadalupe, Colomel, as well as Bexar County, you're good to turn off the radio for tonight. Good to go to bed. Don't need to worry about any more storms. If you're in Williamson County, definitely keep it tuned here for at least another hour. County, maybe about 30 minutes to an hour and a half from now, maybe even Bastrop County and maybe Fayette County if these storms can hold together. And looking at the severe watch here, it's a pretty decently large area, so storms should survive, or they'll start the weekend, I guess you could say, as they get towards Fayette County, according to the severe watch. So something, of course, here that we'll monitor here very, very closely. But overall, that's the latest here with what we're tracking here on the Storm TV Network YouTube page on our radar. Once again, guys, we just got this brand new update here at our studio. Yeah, it's an official studio now, where we go from, well, me standing on the green screen to a no green screen behind me anymore. I have two different TVs. Figure out how to make it not look bad on camera, and another monitor right here that y'all can't see, but if I pull it right here, you can see the screen right there. That's the other monitor as well. So just a little behind the scenes there on everything that's new. So overall, that's what I have here on the radar. More coverage continues here in a little bit. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to be on standby mode. I know we got a severe warning in the metro, but we've been live for about 30 minutes non-stop. I'm going to take a quick break here. Again, I should be back here in about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and we'll have more updates on this live radar here on the streaming app here on YouTube, as well as on Stream Endlessly. So keep here for further updates. Again, more updates coming your way in about 10 minutes. But if any new alerts pop up before that, we'll come on air much earlier if necessary. Hey, and welcome back over to our live severe weather coverage. We're tracking severe thunderstorm warnings across portions of the viewing area. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for far eastern Burnett County, as well as central and western portions of Williamson County. Then another severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Milam counties here. Sorry it took me so long to come back. It was because I was getting the new look of the alerts on here to be updated to what the new look is with everything on here. So my apologies for the lateness there, but we're back now. So let's go ahead and talk about everything that's new. So again, severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-size hail in 6 County, as well as northwestern Williamson County. Again, this is radar indicated, as well as we have this other severe thunderstorm warning impacting the Rogers area right now in Milam County. This also does include Bell and Fall counties in case anyone's watching in those areas. But ping-pong size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts are likely occurring. Let's go ahead and take a look at our hail tracker here and see where we could see or spot where this large potential area of hail is currently occurring. They just updated the severe thunderstorm warning. They have now downgraded it from ping pong size to $half size hail. So that is some wonderful news. All right. Let's go ahead. Okay, here we go. So here's all the hail. We got this corridor here, which is large hail. This line of storms, this complex of storms, is just sitting there. It's barely moving. So many areas have been experiencing hail. Well, they're likely still experiencing it right now over the last 5 to 10 ping pong size hail at times. So again, this is pretty catastrophic hail ongoing right now in these areas. So again, we're hoping everybody is staying indoors as these rather intense storms are occurring right now. So we got a pretty good storm just to the north of Liberty Hill. Pretty bad storm, I'm going to be honest here, towards the Gravel Mills area. Large hail upwards to quarter size. Then another storm here just to the north of there. That storm is going to be just south of Florence. If you guys are in the Florence area, heads up, 2 large pockets of quarter-size hail occurring, and these will come your direction here. Literally directly to your location here in just a moment. Pretty good storm near Payton, a pretty good storm as mentioned, and then tracking another storm with some large hail northeast of Gerald. So another thing that we're watching quite closely, that a larger hail core just hail still can't be ruled out of that storm. And then just outside of our viewing area towards Rogers, another large hail with quarter size hail, maybe even ping pong size hail coming out of that storm as well. But if we go back to our reflectivity map here, again, you can see we have 2 of those warnings right now for far eastern Burnett County, most of Williamson County, and pretty much almost the entire county of Milam County. And just a reminder here, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in this yellow shaded color, this dark yellow color here. That is a severe thunderstorm watch in Milam County here in south central Texas is included in this watch. So another thing here that we're going to watch quite closely. Speaking of watching here, we have some reports here coming in from the National Weather Service here. Hail near Andis, near Gerald. We got a report of quarter-size hail and 50-mile-per-hour winds. Also, we got some reports of pea-sized hail near the Andice area. Core of larger hail east and west of Andis at this time of the reports. And then we got some more reports here. They've issued a new mesoscale precipitation discussion, which we'll take a look at right now, actually. So let's go ahead and switch to the mesoscale discussion. Oh, wow. Big updates. So they're thinking that pretty much all of the I-35 corridor, except for Bexar and Guadalupe counties, Colombo counties, points east will have a potential flash flooding or a significant flash flooding threat here throughout the next little bit. So which is quite concerning. It expires in 6 hours. Wow. So they're saying 1 to 2 inch rain rates are possible, but areas from 2 to 5 inches of rain are possible from this line, this cluster of storms. And by the way, this cluster of storms is area for quite some time, and the big picture of things is we have these thunderstorms all the way in southern Arkansas and Louisiana. That's where you see tornado watches in effect. But this line of storms, we had some backbuilding that occurred, and with that backbuilding that has occurred, that has sparked some new storms, and those storms have reached the viewing area in our northern counties. So we're starting to see some development further back off towards the southwest now, so the chances of rain approaching Austin, well, they're going up, but obviously the chances are not extremely high, but still something we're going to watch here very, very closely. If you guys have any questions, comments, stuff like that, feel free to throw that in my direction. Want to say hi, feel free to do so. Want to let me know we were tuning in. And well, that's what we're watching here. So tonight we got the weather chat here on this computer. I got another computer down here. This is helping me monitor the radar. We get this new weather. So we have a new weather center. I'm just going to be honest here. We got multiple areas where I can do the forecast. So if I want to stand and do the green screen, I can do it here while controlling the radar from here. Or I can walk over here at our new weather center, and I can just sit over here, and we got some new screens behind me, and I can control. Technologies I had a really good thought. My thought came to life, and boom, this was able to build this new setup here that took some time to make here. All right, so next thing that I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look here at your forecast, because we do have some major updates to talk about that came out just recently here from the Storm Prediction Center. So your weather headlines for Central Texas: isolated storms, of course, happening right now. More ice storms are very possible to not alert day in effect for tonight and Thursday. As we take a look here, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Milam County here, going until 12 o'clock in the morning. Again, it was a tornado watch, and then they upgraded it, or excuse me, they downgraded it to a severe thunderstorm watch. So again, just one county in our viewing area under a severe watch right now, going into 12 o'clock in the morning. And in the bigger, broader picture here, again, that severe watch in effect there. All right, severe thunderstorm warning for Burnett County was allowed to be canceled. The severe thunderstorm warning for Williamson County will still continue. Okay, thank you for your microphone is still dropping for a second or two every now and then. Let me check the audio real quick. Warning, and in the bigger, broader picture here, again, that severe watch in effect there. All right, severe thunderstorm warning for Burnett County was allowed to be canceled. The severe thunderstorm warning for Williamson County will still continue. Okay, thank you for your microphone. For some reason, I can hear myself perfectly fine on my end. I don't have any technical difficulties. Yeah, I can hear myself perfectly fine on my second or two now and then. So I guess it happens here and there. Okay. Hopefully next time I can catch it at the right time. But thank you for letting me know. I'll figure this out probably next stream, because tonight obviously focusing on this. But if it becomes super bad, we'll have to fix it during the stream. But hopefully that won't be the case. All right. But thank you, David, for the update there on what's going on with my microphone. Really appreciate it, so I can figure out what's going on as we get to the next stream tomorrow. All right, tonight I changed this update here. I had like a 30-40% chance in the hill country. It's at 10%. Rain is over for us. Burnett County rain chances continue for at least another half an hour. Portions of the I-35 corridor, as well as our northeastern counties, about a 40% storm chance will continue to exist. Not just that, we have, as you can see, the labels are not even updated, but a level 2 risk of severe weather, now including portions of the viewing areas and areas east have been upgraded to a severe thunderstorm watch, or excuse me, to a slight risk of severe weather. So the question is will there be a new severe thunderstorm watch for these areas here? It would not surprise me. We'll see what they do here in just a little bit. So today's tornado risk. Oh, well, they've upgraded the tornado risk for our northeastern counties. So that's something we'll have to pay attention to. The large hail threat, pretty large, as well as the wind threat. So all modes of severe weather look possible. So that's obviously quite concerning. So the wind and hail threat's now more of a moderate concern. Tornado threat is kind of getting up to the moderate concern as well now. Flash flooding is also going up. So really, all this is moderate now. So yeah, almost severe weather looking very possible now as we just saw this new update. So just ignore the scene here of just low to moderate. It's all moderate now, as again, almost severe weather appear possible now across south central Texas. So as we take a look here tomorrow, about a 40-50% rain chance. So supercells will happen. So this is more tomorrow and stuff, but we'll talk more about this, of course, if things calm down here in a little bit. We'll take a deeper dive in your forecast later on. Besides that, out there again, tracking some severe weather for you across portions of Williamson County and portions of Milam County. Again, they dropped Burnett County from the severe thunderstorm warning, but again, just the entire, or almost the entire county of Milam County under that severe thunderstorm warning. So again, the Florence area, Gerald area getting impacted right now with heavy rain and thunderstorms. The rain should last for about 25-30 minutes as these storms are very slowly moving. But one thing I want to mention, you see this area right here in Round Rock? This is not rain. This is bats coming out from the sky or popping up on the radar. There's a lot of bats that always occur at this time. So that's why you see that area of green and yellow on the map. That is bats, not rain yet. Right now in BK, Texas, as we get the spinning wheel of death here. Let me refresh things. Alright, let's try this. Alright. Oh my gosh, we're about to get a lot. Oh yeah, here's the letter for you. We got a storm underway right now in BK, Texas. Storm indeed, with nice buffering that's occurring on our live shot there. I have no clue why half the green, I don't know why it's showing this part of the wall, but it is. Okay. Welcome to behind the scenes, I guess, on messes up there. Alright. Next cue is this. What does this do? A second. Playing around with all my scenes here. So, is this fixed correctly? Nope, no green screen on here. Okay. Well, anyways, I was trying to be nice and show you all the camera, but we're going to go. And we'll probably come back to that live shot here if any crazy stuff happens here in a little bit, but as of now, just not a whole lot. Alright, the original thinking of tonight's weather was these storms down towards our south. We were thinking that some of these storms may make a run northward. Well, they decided to develop southward, so no bad weather will happen for us as of now. But yeah, just severe warnings in effect for Williamson and Milam counties. You do see some green right there. That is a flash flood warning just outside of our viewing area. So Milam County not under a flash flood warning, but Bell County under a flash flood warning here for heavy rain. 2 to 3 inches of rain has fallen in the Warren area, and this area's period of rain here has been strengthening. It's becoming a little bit more widespread, and it's barely moving. So 2 to 4 inches of rain were in this area. So just a reminder, if you see water on the roadways, turn around and do not drown. And let's check velocity here. Of course, they've upgraded our tornado threat tonight, so got to be careful with what we see on map here. As of now, I don't see a whole lot in meanings of terms of seeing tornadic activity right now, but I do see some gusty winds, see some of that green right there and some more green over here, and again some of the stronger winds upwards to 60 miles per hour. Alright, so the National Weather Service chat here said they're drafting up a new severe thunderstorm warning for northern Williamson County. So it looks like, so they said at 8:34 a new severe warning will get issued. So I guess any moment now in the metro, northern metro, a new severe warning should get issued according to the National Weather Service chats. Besides that, there's about a 20 develop further off towards the southwest, so something that we'll watch here very closely. The overworn, I didn't set up the overworn with the new graphics yet, and I'm also in the middle of working on getting an entire new look to the overlay of the stream on here when I do the national, not national, well, I guess it could be national, but when it comes to local and national, you're going to see a new like square probably right here, I don't know. Then a new look to the top here, and the bottom of the screen will be a little bit different, so get ready for some new stuff here very soon. All right, new severe warning, as I just said, just got issued here for Williamson County. They finally issued it here. Severe thunderstorm warning for northern Williamson County for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. So again, 2 severe warnings in the metro right now. But again, this is in the far northern metro, so just barely outside of our viewing area. But it does include, this is where we have a lot of population to in our viewing. Severe storms further off towards the northeast. You can see that severe warning is over here. If we go and drag the map further this way, you can see that zoomed in, so that did not work. But let's go ahead and do this. There we go. All right. So overall, it's very delayed. Okay, so we won't use that tonight. Once again, pretty good complex of storms, heavy rain, tons of lightning, tons of thunder, a lot of hail occurring in this corridor. So it's a big complex of thunderstorms that has developed. And you may be asking, why are we seeing this complex of storms? Well, we had all this complex of storms in the DFW earlier this morning and this early afternoon. And that created tons of flooding concerns for our friends over there. And it's developed, well, it pushed to the southeast, but now, in the last 3 hours or so, some new cells have developed back out towards the hill country. And once those developed, it pushed northeastward and became a cluster of storms in this complex. That's why we're seeing the more storms across the area. So if you're in Burnett County, the rain chances are pretty much sparse or over for you right now, but there are some lightning there's some lightning in the distance, so some lightning in the sky can't be ruled out, maybe some thunder. More than likely, heavy rain in Williamson County, Milam County. Again, to be honest, Milam County, 100% rain chance for y'all. We all are going to see rain for sure. Williamson County is about at 80% of y'all will see rain. And what they want to talk about, they did upgrade today's severe weather risk for the entire I-35 corridor in areas east to a level 2 out of 5 slight risk of severe weather. So where I live out and going all the way down southeast, now it's all of our eastern counties. So we'll keep our eyes on for the new potential of a new potential severe watch for more of our counties. We'll see here if these storms can continue to be strong and again, potentially could be more impactful. Let's see here. We got that severe warning stiff for Williamson County. Again, quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind speeds occurring with this warning. So again, something we're here watching very, very closely. Overall, if you live out towards the hill country, the rain is pretty much over for us tonight. It's just these little greens you see. This is bats popping up on there. We got bats here in central Texas, so that's what you're seeing out in the distance. But where you're actually seeing the heavier precipitation, it's right in this corridor here, in far extreme eastern portions of Williamson County. Showers, but we'll see what happens here. I don't see any lightning popping up. This might be light showers trying to develop. It kind of matches here. We'll see. We'll see what they do here in a little bit, because that's a very interesting area that has kind of developed here in the last couple of minutes. So next thing I want to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at our BK live camera. This camera is from KXAN. I do have a new live camera for the Cedar Ranch area. But it'll be a great night. You can actually have a we'll get that camera set up, because that's going to be very crucial for the stream. Because that camera is literally in the target. It's called the Santa Rita Ranch. camera from KXAN. It's called the Santa Rita Ranch Cam. This is in Liberty Hill, where there is a thunderstorm just to the north of this area. I don't know why it's buffering so much, but again, this is the new camera that we recently got, and it's just to the north. That's rare to see. Now, probably about another week or two, we're going to be Alright, let's get back to the radar here. Sorry about the buffering there. I don't know why it's so buffery tonight, but it is. Again, Liberty Hill is right here, so the camera's positioned somewhere in the vicinity, and the thunderstorm's just to the north, so that's why we're seeing all of those impacts with all those lightning strikes out in the distance, again, at Santa Rita Ranch. We got some updates here. Williamson County has started a Skywarn net, the monitoring northern sections of the county, where there's some strong winds occurring. So that's something, of course, we're going to continue to watch here. National Weather Service is typing the weather chat, so about some new information that I will pass over to y'all here once they upload it here. All right. There's about ping-pong-sized hail now occurring just south of Gerald between Andis and Liberty Hill. So breaking information right now. We're getting reports, or the radar at the National Service on their radar. They're estimating over 1.5 inches ping-pong-sized hail now in this corridor. So some very large hail likely occurring in this zone. So if anyone's in this area, please be taking precautions. So if we go ahead and take a look here at our vertical integrated liquid map here. Oh yeah, you can see a ping-pong sized hail likely occurring just north of Liberty Hill. It's just mentioned here, right around the 183 corridor. Again, that's where we got ping-pong sized hail now occurring here in this severe thunderstorm warning. Just released the update here. We got a report here just 2 miles southeast of Gerald of a quarter-sized hail. So that's some new updates here that just came out in the weather chat. Again, just about a couple minutes or a couple seconds ago, a new report came in 2 miles southeast of Gerald in Williamson County for where quarter-sized hail has occurred just moments ago. So again, here's Liberty Hill, and here is a live camera just in the Liberty Hill area called Santa Rita Ranch, just the ranch camp. And you can see, as you see second below here, you can see the lightning and dark clouds right now that's frozen right there. So the position the camera like that, but the normal dimensions. But yeah, you see some lightning. Talk about some buffering. It's so buffering. My apologies if the camera buffering like this. I think it's a lot of buffering here in the depth. We have another camera in UK, Texas. Oh wow, yeah, this is actually not to work again. So, very lovely. So, again, guys, we just got this new update to the studio here. We got a new green screen center over here with a TV, or not TV, it's a monitor here now. And then we got this new area called the Weather Center where I have 4 monitors over here now. So getting used to everything here, and it's probably, the system I'm using right now is probably getting used to all the screens connected. So it's probably why it's a little bit slow. My microphone's cutting out here and there. It's because it's some new stuff that's here at the Weather Center. Delayness problems potentially, or what's happened. Alright, so overall, some severe warnings still continue. They're still saying $half size hail. They said that they're going to update it to ping pongs, but I guess they are not going to. But for the meantime here, I think what I'm going to do is for maybe the rest of the evening, just about. Again, these storms are slowly moving. They're like parked in this region. I'm just going to, and I'll come back if any like tornado warnings come on. Again, they've upgraded the tornado threat tonight to a level 2, so that's something I'm keeping my eyes on for areas east of I-35. We'll have that greater tornado chance again. Round Rock, maybe some storms coming your way. Looking at the direction, this is going northeast, but it's also going south-southeast. This is something to watch here. So again, 2 severe warnings. Williamson and Milam counties under severe thunderstorm warnings in our far northeastern counties right now. Did you fix your desk? So if you ever saw like behind the scenes or anything of my streaming or how my setup was a few weeks ago, how it was I had 3 desks. I'm using one of my old desks. I had like a giant TV that was over there. It was by my window, and I'm using that desk now for my new area, I guess you could say, to hold my computers. And if I go ahead and switch to this screen here, this is the weather center. So yeah, I have 2 screens back here. You can see the lighting's really bad. It looks like we're wet today, but yeah. I'm gonna make it soon. If I ever wanted to do that sit down coverage, I just did a bit Alright, if you all have any pictures or video, what's going on in your area, send them to me on social media, on X specifically at DavidALFWX. I've already gotten several pictures and videos already, especially in Williamson County and eastern Burnett County, of where we had some of that large hail and even video damaging winds not too long ago. So appreciate everybody that's sending in those reports and videos to me on social media. Alright, so once again, we got 2 severe warnings. We have that severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail ongoing in Williamson County. Let me refresh the app here because looking at the weather chat, they said ping-pong-size hail, no longer quarters. So let's check if that updated. Okay, actually, it's $half size hail. So my correction there, $half size hail now, not ping-pongs. So $half size hail just near the Granger area, and then we have another severe thunderstorm warning. Wind gusts and quarter-size hail. That's actually that's the entire county now under a severe thunderstorm warning, and then northern sections of Williamson County seeing some severe thunderstorms. So again, large hail, damaging winds, all likely occurring right now. And again, this has been ongoing for at least over an hour now or longer. Again, these storms are barely moving, and that's why if you look back here, some of that green right there, that is a flash flood warning in Bell County for over 1 to 4 inches of rain that's fallen in the Ward area, and it's still raining where that flash flood warning is at. It wouldn't surprise me if a new flash flood warning were to get extended to Milam County here in just a little bit. But at northern Williamson County, with the training effect of just storms slowly, just barely even moving or just sitting there, we'll have to see if a new flash flood advisory or flash flood warning could get issued for northern sections of Williamson County. Wouldn't surprise me, but we'll see what happens. But overall, thunderstorms. Granger has seen some storms. More storms will continue. So we got another wave of storms coming here soon. Backup wave as well coming here as well. So we get us a whole lot of activity ongoing here on our radar. And that's the whole story. That's the whole impact with tonight's weather. And as of what we were predicting earlier, a few days ago when I posted that video on the Storm YouTube page here. So once again, this is tomorrow's severe weather threat. If I go ahead and return back to tonight, again, isolated storms this evening. That's occurring now. Isolated storms tomorrow evening. Strong to severe thunderstorms are possible. Well, more likely, or the real term I should say is likely now. And then alert day has been issued for today, tonight, going to Thursday. So as I take a look here, severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Milam County only until 12 in the morning. So we'll keep our eyes on that. There might be a new watch that may get issued for parts of the I-35 corridor maybe portions of like maybe Lee County, Bastrop County, going towards Gonzales County. We'll have to see if they issue some new watches here, because you see this new update here. All of our eastern counties are under that level 2 risk of severe weather. So that kind of questions me. Will a new watch get issued because of that strong complex of storms that's slowly moving and slowly diving to the southeast? It's a great question, and obviously something that we'll watch here very, very closely on the stream. And back over to the live radar. Again, showers and thunderstorms ongoing. Northern Williamson County and the entire county of Milam County are now under a severe thunderstorm warning. If you live in Round Rock, a little shower, maybe trying to get going, probably some thunderstorms occurring right now in that shot there. But overall, that's something that we're watching here very, very closely. Alright, so if you guys are not up to date on everything with tonight's whole weather events, why we're seeing some severe weather and stuff like that. Well, first off, these severe storms were in the DFW area earlier this morning and this afternoon. These created severe weather, tornadoes, and even significant flash flooding. These have died. Developed with some daytime heating across portions of the Texas Hill Country, and those storms that developed out in the Texas Hill Country became a cluster, became a part of this line of thunderstorms, and that's why we're seeing severe weather across portions of the northern metro and portions of Milam County this evening. And as of now, we have lost daytime heating, obviously, but there is still some around. More storm development out in this region is unlikely. That's where we started to see some of those storms fired up in this zone and came into this area here. So these storms that are mostly severe right in here came from over here, and now those isolated activities are now a line of storms. That's why you see these storms over here. They're not severe. It's because these are newer storms that are now clusters. So that's why you're seeing severe weather in these areas and just mostly flooding up here. So this activity was towards Waco, and it was not towards Waco. It was towards Waco, but it was all the way up towards South Fort Worth. This new edge right here, this is the newer edge that developed recently. That's why there's a line of severe storms right in this zone. These storms have developed recently. They're new, and they have a lot to work with here. There's a lot of humidity out in this region. So the storms, I'm going to be honest, the storms like were to weekend or something, I would be surprised if they were to weaken. But something, of course, here that we'll watch here very, very closely. Once again, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Milam County. The entire county under that severe thunderstorm warning going until 9:45. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail associated with this, and then half-dollar size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind speeds in Williamson County. And we're seeing some impact weather this evening across the area. All right, so I'm going to be honest. When I was getting things set up for the new setup here, I'm not even done cleaning in here yet. I'm not even complete with everything yet. So it's going to be a long next couple hours. I'm going to watch a TV show here in about 1 minute probably. But if any new alerts get issued, I'll get notified. If it's especially a tornado warning, I'll come back as fast as I can. But don't think we'll have tornado warnings. Hopefully not. They did upgrade our tornado threat, so we'll see what happens. But tornado threat is relatively, it's there, but it's not super high. It's in the middle. But we'll watch it. But again, if any new tornado warnings or anything like that were to occur, I'll come back. I just noticed music was on like this entire time. But if any new stuff like that occurs, we may come back with some more updates too in a little bit. So again, if we start to see if a severe warning gets issued for like Travis County, I'll come back. But if we don't get any new warnings like Travis County, if a tornado warning gets issued, I'll come back. But if neither of the two happens, I will be back sometime after 10 p.m. with further updates. So yeah, that's what I got for now. You guys have a lovely evening. Of course, come back around 10 o'clock-ish. I'll have more updates on the radar and more updates on your forecast here. But again, if any new developments happens while I'm on a little break here for about an hour, I'll come back and break them live on air for further updates. So yeah, that's what I got for right now. Hey everybody, Chief Forecaster David. We're streaming live on the Storm TV Network YouTube page. There's been some severe weather that's been ongoing for the last several hours. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. It's been several hours since we've had ongoing severe weather, and well, severe weather will continue to occur, but next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and record a video. This is going to be my forecast for tonight, for tomorrow. So I'm going to get this video situated over to YouTube. So I'm going to start the record button, and I'm going to do the weather. All right, so let's go ahead and push record. Hey everybody, Chief Forecaster David here with your Storm Austin San Antonio weather updates. We're doing a live stream as well as recording this here, so this may be a little bit laggy, but hopefully it isn't too bad. But overall, let's go and talk about your weather for tomorrow. So tomorrow, we have some more opportunities for rain. We had some pretty good rain today across portions of the area on the last day of April. Well, more widespread anticipated as we get into the first day of May on Thursday. So about a 40% coverage-wise chance of showers and thunderstorms will be isolated in nature. Some of these could be potentially supercells, so something we'll monitor. But again, pretty much everybody has that decent chance for some storms. Storm Prediction Center also agrees with that. They're even saying a level 2 out of 5 slight risk of severe weather for parts of the area. Zooming it in, you can see pretty much everybody across South Central Texas under a slight risk of severe weather. What to expect in Burnett, the morning drive tomorrow, low chance of rain. By midday, chances of rain start to increase, but really in the late day in the afternoon into the evening, that's when the shower and storm chances really increase in the possibility for some severe weather. On Friday, about a 70 to an 80% rain chance, pretty much area-wide across South Central Texas. And then as we approach our Friday, there's a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk of severe weather from Austin points north. It wouldn't surprise me if they were about the marginal risk a little bit further south to include maybe the entire viewing area. We'll see what happens. But overall, what to expect for Friday, morning drive looks great. By midday, shower chances increase, but really in the mid to late afternoon is when we'll start to see the more increasing chances of rain, and then more widespread, if not everybody seeing rain in the evening time across the area. Tonight in Austin, 68, an isolated storm chance will still continue for parts of the area with about a 30% of my viewing area. We'll see some storms. Tomorrow's forecast, about 90 degrees, scattered thunderstorms. On the rain, but before we talk more about the rain here, let's talk about tomorrow's forecast. Partly to mostly cloudy skies for the start of tomorrow. Mixture of sun and clouds by noon to 3 p.m. and then monitoring that severe weather threat between 4 p.m. to about 9 p.m. or so tomorrow evening. Rain chances pretty decent as we get into Thursday. And we get a break on Sunday, kinda. Excuse me. And the chances really go up Monday into Tuesday. So, flash flooding risk, there's a level 1 risk for parts of the area. I believe they've actually updated this to a level 2 risk for the entire area tomorrow, so don't know why that's not updated, but we'll watch that. But then Friday, the entire area is under a flood threat for sure, and then Saturday, partial equals of our area seeing some decent rain. So overall, the next 7 days, we could see about half an inch to an inch and a half of rain. And as we take a look here at your 5-day forecast, you can see here that we got an alert day in effect for Thursday with temperatures near 90, 79 on Friday with those PM thunderstorms, and we'll go in the overnight widespread rain anticipated. As we get to the weekend, some decent rain on Saturday, but then chances kind of go back to a 20% Sunday, especially like a 40%. This is 20%, back up to a 30% Monday. Then your 10-day forecast showing you some more rain chances as we approach Tuesday and the Wednesday. Then we got another slim chance of rain Thursday into next weekend. But Climate Prediction Center is saying that we're going to be cooler than average. Well, we'll start to see that as we approach. We'll start to see that as we approach Friday going into this weekend. You guys have a great night. Keep it here on the Storm TV Network channel. Stay safe, and more live streams are anticipated throughout this week. Thank you very much, Hayden. Guys, I was doing a recording for, it was a video, so I was live streaming and making a video at once. That's probably why I was cutting out, is because I was making a video. I made a video at school today, but I was using the projector at school today, but there was some background noise, and there's so much background noise where I can't even upload it to YouTube. It was pretty bad. Video was good, it was just background noise was bad, and the audio wasn't the best, so I was unable to record that, so I have to make an entire new video right now. So that's what I just did. So yeah, but yeah, guys, tracking storms right now. Let's go back here and let's see what's going on. So we still have that one warning, or excuse me, we have 0 severe thunderstorm warnings. So that's fantastic. But yeah, some decent storms in northern Williamson County, Milam County, some strong storms right now. Again, nothing severe at this time, but we do have that severe thunderstorm watch out for Milam County until 12 a.m. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, if you guys saw my full forecast that I just recorded here like 1 second ago, tomorrow the better storm chances will favor mainly the hill country, especially the northern hill country, but the I-35 corridor could see some storms. Those will be in the form of supercells kind of for tomorrow, but they'll also be very isolated in nature, so we'll be watching tomorrow's weather event very closely as well for parts of south central Texas. And then on Friday, more widespread rain, maybe even a flash flooding threat. 2 to 4 inches of rain cannot be ruled out for parts of the area on Friday, so something we'll have to watch closely. And yes, severe weather also. Low-end severe threat on our Friday, but more better chances of severe weather what we had today going into tomorrow. So today, I'm going to be honest, we've had severe thunderstorm warnings for what, 5 hours now, just about. So yeah, we've seen severe weather for about 5 to 6 hours, and the severe warnings have only occurred in Burnett, Williamson, and Milam counties for the past 5 to 6 hours. That's the only counties that saw severe weather. Then of course I can't forget about my southern counties. We had some severe warnings in Bexar County, Guadalupe, and Comal counties. Those warnings were issued for like tennis ball sized hail earlier today. But those, so yeah, so my southern counties and my far northern counties saw some severe weather today. So very, very interesting. Will this photo be featured? If I make a video tomorrow, if I can get his video or his picture on time, while I get the video developed and created tomorrow, I don't know. Tomorrow, if they do any updates to the severe threat for tomorrow, I may make it where I don't show any pictures or videos of last night's weather. But there's a possibility where, I don't know, I'm going to try my best. If I have time to add the hail and wind that was caught on camera that people sent to me, I'll try my best to add it on there. Just depends if I have enough time to add it. I mean, tomorrow's a lot to talk about, and I just threw a lot of information your guys' way just a moment ago. So, again, we will see what happens. But yeah, we'll see what happens there on that note. So yeah, guys, I'm just going to remind y'all here, we have a new weather center, or weather studio, I guess you could say. We have the green screen area where I do the weather, and then we have a new weather center, like an actual center now, where I have 4 different monitors now. I got two computers, or one's a TV, and then 2 of these are monitors, and that's a PC. So I got that. This is the computer here. This is not connected over there. I have an entire PC over here. I have 2 PCs in here and then an Xbox. So that's running. So the PC and Xbox is running that stuff over there, and I have a PC over here running this for like the weather chat. I have this for the weather chat. Then I have a laptop down here that's monitoring the radar. That's helping me move the radar. Now I have another laptop over there for like social media, and then when it comes to like reading the chat, I use my phone because it would look weird. What I need to do is, y'all see me look a lot this way. It's because the TV is that way, or the monitor is that direction. It's not in front of me. So what I think I'm going to do is probably in the future, I'm going to move my laptop and I'm going to put my little stands right there. It's going to be right underneath the camera, and that's probably where I'll start doing more updates. But guys, you're going to see a brand new look to the stream probably tomorrow. If I'm in the mood when we end the stream, it's like 10:20 right now. I think I'm going to stay up to about 11:30 or 12 in the morning, work on this new design, new look to the stream. And once I get that finalized, well, obviously I'll call it a night, and then we'll have a stream up probably up and going tomorrow. Tomorrow will be tricky with streaming. It may be super late like I was today with streaming, but we kind of got it on the second half of the weather event for tonight. If we go live tomorrow, it would happen probably after 6:30 or 7 o'clock. There might be even a chance where I don't get home till maybe 8 o'clock probably, but between 7 and 8 o'clock is when I'll be home tomorrow, probably, unless I ride the bus. I hate riding the bus, but again, that's for tomorrow's probability chance of weather. Photographer role on what Discord server? Well, once again, guys, that's something that we'll track and monitor and updating you guys on. And with the new update, y'all just saw the new graphics. That's a plus. And then y'all are seeing this new map here. The map isn't new, it's the colors. The colors are new. I changed the severe thunderstorm watch color to a new color now. It's my own kind of color. Very similar to like North Texas TV. I think one TV station has very similar colors as I do in North Texas. Flash flood warnings are also the exact same. Severe thunderstorm warnings are very similar. As you can see, they're yellow. So if you guys are familiar to like TV in North Texas, I'm not sure what TV station it's called, but we have like we have a very similar color table. So if anyone's familiar with that TV station, you're familiar with these alert colors. But it's going to take some time probably for y'all to adjust and get used to these new alert colors. So just give it time. Hopefully y'all enjoy the new colors. It looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning just got issued for the area now. So let's talk about it. New severe thunderstorm warning. This does include Travis County, so I am kind of required to stay on air now. Okay, so I was planning to wrap it up and call it a night, but they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning, so I'm going to turn my computer back on. I actually let my computer go to sleep mode because I was ready to end the stream, but we ain't going anywhere because it just issued a new warning for Travis County. Sure, we're gonna look at this. Okay, I don't manage the roles in the Discord server. I think Bryce does. Alright, so a new severe thunderstorm warning for Williamson, Travis, and Lee counties. So it includes the metro and our few counties in the coastal plains for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. This storm has been pulsing. What I mean by that is it's been strong, then it weakens, and it becomes strong. That's what it's been doing over the last couple hours. It's kind of like recycling, kind of. That's what it's doing. And the storm has done it once again. It's just strengthening back up again. So tonight's weather is absolutely wild. Let me go ahead and figure this out. Why is the keyboard not working? But yeah, I gotta upload that video I recorded, and I gotta do a lot of other things, and we just got a new warning in the metro, so that's not good. It's going to be a later night than I was wanting it to be. And I might not get the new update until tomorrow, probably. Alright, so severe thunderstorm warning again for Williamson, Travis, and Lee counties. They just skip Bastrop County. Bastrop County not in the warning, but Travis, Lee, and Milam under... Wait, Milam's not in it. It's Williamson, Travis, and Lee counties under severe warning right now. I know for a good period of time, for maybe, it was about an hour, where I just kind of let the stream just sit here and y'all just watch the radar where I had nice music playing. I don't know if I'll do that again. There might be a small chance where I do that again here in a little bit, but since we have a new warning in the metro, I gotta be here. Let's see, I got the weather check going on my computer, so I'm trying to see here if any new updates came out. They're gonna update me here in just a second on why there was a new warning. Let's see, there we go. County. If we're still seeing storm development, we may have storm for quite a while tonight if this little blip is verifying. If this little blip continues to expand, I think our rain chances may continue for a little bit longer. If this blip does any more progression. We'll see. As y'all can tell, I'm a little bit tired. I'm not super tired, I'm a little bit tired. Last night I was getting prepared and everything I was redesigning my room last night, and it was completely a mess. And then today, as soon as I got home, it took me about 10-20 minutes to build this entire new setup, but it's not even complete. Like, it's a mess everywhere else in my room, so I'm not even close to being done. And then I had to get the on-stream design look to be finished. I mean, there's just so much I need to do, but with severe weather, I can never abandon y'all. I mean, I did that for about an hour today because I needed the break. Because, again, as soon as I got home, it was straight to working on my room as fast as I can while we had severe thunderstorm warnings. And, yeah. And it's just been weather. And I had no time to myself to enjoy my evening. So I did that for about an hour around 9 o'clock. And here we are at 10:26 back with your forecast on the weather. And tracking these severe alerts. Looks like they just updated the severe thunder this morning until, that is not right. So one second, I'm trying to get some new intel here from the National Service chat here. We have a flood advisory again for Williamson County until 12:30 in the morning for our Thursday. Can y'all believe tomorrow's Thursday? This week's kind of gone a little bit slow actually, but at least tomorrow's Thursday. Alright, that's the sound of me dropping my remote. So let's go ahead. Alright, so let's see here. What's going on in the chat? It says a new thunderstorm core intensified near Williamson-Travis County line east of Round Rock. Radar cements a quarter-size hail. Okay. And we just updated the severe thunderstorm warning. They're saying 60-mile-per-hour winds, half-dollar size hail, so now it's actually increased now in size. So we went from quarters to half-dollar size. So the hail cores, again, increased here in the last couple of minutes here from the National Weather Service. So that's something we're going to have to watch here as this new update just came out. Again, this is just east of Round Rock where they just updated the warning. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for this corridor right here as this pushes to the east. These two clusters, not severe warned, but we're watching them. These storms over here, not severe warned. It's this part of the storm right here where we're seeing the active warnings. And the northern metro in Williamson County and Travis County, as well as Lee County. So, again, something we're watching very, very closely. I just find this fascinating. This little blip right here. It's not going anywhere. It's not dying. It's just staying there. So I'm kind of curious. Is there something new trying to develop back out here? If there is, I'm going to be honest. I don't know when the rain will end. If an actual storm is trying to fire up back out there in Burnett County. Tonight's weather is just a little wonky. Okay. Let's see here. Just saw the TWS pop-ups, bringing it back up for now. Okay. So they're bringing in the weather nets in Williamson County. Let's see here. So again, severe thunderstorm warnings in the northern parts of the metro. Any more storms towards our south? No rain, no storms in our south. This is just radar clutter that we're seeing right now in like Gonzales County, Bexar County, Kendall County. Nothing happening down towards our south. Across the Texas Hill Country, anything happening back out in this zone? Not a whole lot happening. Actually, nothing's happening right now. Again, the whole show right now is occurring out in these areas in the northern parts of our viewing area. And yeah, it does look like a new little storm is trying to bubble up. Just exiting Burnett County now in northwestern sections of Travis County. So that is very interesting on how that little shower has just developed here in the last about 10 minutes here. Yeah, very interesting. Let's go ahead and check out our velocity track here and see these potential strong winds. Yeah, you can see some strong winds, potentially up to 40 miles per hour in the special weather statement. Again, we have a special weather statement for these storms here, but this is a severe thunderstorm warning for half-dollar size hail. And you may be asking, hey David, where is the potential of large hail? Well, if you look right here, you can see it very clearly, half-dollar size hail in the purple shaded color. Widespread is about quarter size. And then right in this zone, this is where we got about nickel-sized hail out in this zone. Tons of lightning too, so we'll see what's going on. But if anyone lives in the Hutto area right now, you're likely getting pounded right now with just large hail right now with, again, $half size hail. So again, if anyone's in the Hutto area, make sure you're taking cover right now. Stay away from the walls and windows, as again, large hail is occurring right now in downtown and surroundings in the Hutto area. Again, severe thunderstorm warning currently in the Hutto area, but we'll see what they do here in just a little bit. So anyone that's watching from Georgetown, no severe weather for y'all, just a good old storm, but towards the Taylor area and Lake Granger Dam area, that's where we got a severe thunderstorm warning right now, producing some of that large hail and damaging winds. Again, we had quarter-size hail, then it got upgraded to $half. So we'll see what happens. Hey David, if you didn't already realize it, what? Oh, okay, it's your alt account. Okay, nice. But yeah, guys, we just have a training effect of storms in Williamson and Milam counties. I'm going to be honest, we need the rain out in the area, but where we have the training effect of just excessive rainfall, this is kind of like one of the areas where we do really need it down here. It would have been more beneficial this training effect of rain happen further southwest instead of in these two counties, because it's barely in an extreme drought, but it is in the severe drought. So you got severe to extreme drought. And so we got the training effect occurring, but again, it would have been a lot more beneficial if it was on top of the lakes or rivers or streams, so that streams could come into Lake Travis and bump up the percentage of where we're at, which would have been nice. But again, training effect happening north of Georgetown, or has been in Georgetown, but Georgetown, Williamson County, Milam County, that's where the training effect has occurred in the last 5 hours. Again, we've seen heavy rain from parts of Williamson and Travis County for over 5 hours now. And I'm surprised there isn't like a flash flood warning, because again, 5 hours of rain, no flash flood warning, and it's been heavy rain. I'm surprised. But we do have a flood advisory in northern Williamson County for 1 to 2 inches of rain that's fallen in the Warren area. And then on that note there, we have a flash flood warning just to the northwest of the viewing area. Why did you get scared? I don't know. I mean, there's a thunderstorm right in downtown Georgetown right now, just to throw that out there. All right, update. They've upgraded the severe thunderstorm warning once again. Ping-pong size hail with this warning now with 60-mile-per-hour winds. Again, this does include Travis County, extreme northeastern Travis County, southwestern Lee County, and southeastern Williamson County under this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, the hail core has spiked up again. This includes Round Rock, Pflugerville, Taylor, Hutto, Copeland, Granger Dam, Rice Crossing, Landport, Hoxie, Waterloo, Sandovia, and Jonah in this upgrade of a ping-pong size hail threat. So again, let's go ahead and see if we can track that's velocity. I did not make velocity. I'm going to have to check on vertical integrated liquid here. So yeah, you can see it right here. Ping-pong size hail just to the southwest of Taylor right now, right here. So let's go ahead. I think I just got the burnt storm like 15 minutes ago. Wow, yeah, this intense storm you got about 15-25 minutes ago, maybe. All right, so update. So the frame switch area getting impacted with ping-pong size hail right now out in Williamson County. Not just that, in Williamson County, we got many roads and neighborhoods in this zone. You got Samson Highway over here, new Samson plant that's over here getting impacted right now. We got frame switch, again, that city over there. We got Interstate 79, which I think I've been on before. And then we got 404, 3349. 405, county roads and just regular roads. Again, we got ping-pong size hail occurring right in this zone. So again, make sure you guys are moving indoors right now as we have this stronger cell that's posted up now in Williamson County. And then we have a little hail core that is a special weather statement just in Georgetown right now. This storm isn't too bad, but it's for about half-inch size hail for the Georgetown area. But again, just east of there, again over towards to the east of Hutto, new scan came in east of Hutto. That's where we got ping pong size hail happening. Frame switch, but Taylor right now probably getting some pea-sized hail, maybe even nickel-sized hail occurring right now. So again, make sure y'all are moving indoors if you are under the severe thunderstorm warning. No new updates from the National Weather Service just yet. But this warning goes into effect until 11:15, so something, of course, we're going to watch you very closely. Overall, tonight's severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center here, they have us under a level 2 risk for the I-35 corridor in areas off towards the east for tonight. So you can see that level 2 risk of severe weather. There is a decent tornado threat. There is a decent wind, large hail, and flash flooding threat for tonight. Tornado threat, pretty much non-existent because we've seen no tornadic activity, thankfully, even though there's a 5% tornado risk for parts of the area. A large hail threat, we definitely have been seeing that today. Damaging winds, definitely been seeing that too. So we've seen pretty much all modes of severe weather, even flooding too, but tornadoes is the only thing that we have not seen, which is obviously some wonderful news. And just to add real quick, with all the active weather that's occurring, it's end of April, it's the last day of April, literally April ends, and not too long until April's over. And usually we're in April into May. That's when we start to see hail season happen here in Central Texas. And as you all know, it always favors Williamson County, and that's occurring tonight in Williamson County, where we just have been having this training effect of just large hail. So last week, Georgetown got tons of hail reports last week. Now this week, it's just to the east of Georgetown, just near Taylor, and that's where we're experiencing the majority of the hail this week here. And of course, tomorrow, much more threats of severe weather anticipated, so that's another thing that we're going to have to watch here, is we have a level 2 risk of severe weather for pretty much everywhere tomorrow across South Central Texas. So again, lots we're going to watch here and monitor, but again, we have that severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Travis County in the metro, also Williamson County, and then even Lee County included in the severe warning. Again, they've upgraded the warning to ping pong size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind. So again, make sure y'all are moving indoors if you have not yet done so. Again, downtown Taylor getting impacted with very, very large hail. As you can see, just barely to the southwest, large hail. You know where that Samsung plant is at, where they're building it right now? Boom! Ping pong size hail. Just east of there, frame switch got impacted with some large hail. Probably here in about 5-10 minutes. We'll get some pictures probably sent over. But again, large hail core ongoing right now. On interstates, really not really interstates. On the it's 79. I've been on 79 before, but again, 79. This is Highway 79. This is where we have large hail happening right now. I believe there's like a few dealerships somewhere in this area. Tractor Supplies, like somewhere over here, I think, or maybe it's John Deere or something. Somewhere over here, and then you get the Taylor. But yeah, big hail core impacting those areas right now. But again, maybe that's Hutto that I'm thinking of. It might be. But anyways, very large hail core again. You can see that purple right there. That's some large hail. We're even seeing some, back from radar, nothing pop up in here. That means some large hail is likely occurring. So again, lots we're watching here on the radar feed this evening. Alright, next phase I'm going to do is I'm going to return y'all to the radar real quick. I need to check something on I gotta get prepared to do a live updates on Stream Endlessly. It's a TV network that Storm is partnered up with, so I gotta get ready to hop on there and do a live feed shown on this stream here. I'm gonna do something real quick before we get that set up. I've got confirmation from a storm spotter southwest of Hutto of quarter-size hail, so breaking news. And breaking news, golf ball size hail now estimating on radar from the National Weather Service. All right, more breaking information coming your way in just a moment.